Man, it's something that you always will always cherish, man. Like even right now, just enjoying just the media day. I mean, new faces I ain't seen. Like you said, there's people all over the world, and I respect what y'all do because I mean it takes a whole lot for what y'all do. But I know for me, just trying to make sure that I don't let this time go past without enjoying it.
I have a question about Andy Reid, and you, of course, playing with him as well. Just tell us a bit about how much he's meant to you and what kind of a coach you see him as.
Well, he's old school. Somebody that you can trust, a father figure to a lot, and I know for sure somebody who helped me, and I'm thankful that he took a chance on me when he was here to represent this organization. Obviously, I'm still here, but going against him, against a team that he's put together well, and I just can't wait to have some good competition with him.
Looking ahead to Sunday, for you as well to make an impact, how much does that mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot, man. I mean, just for me still being here and I mean now going in my second appearance playing in the Super Bowl, a dream of mine to even get here. I'm just so thankful and trying to make sure that I seize the moment by making sure that I take care of business for this week, give ourselves the best chance to win.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Brandon.
All right.
How are you? Being a veteran here in the league, in the team, what do you think about this great defense? What was the most tricky part of take this few group of guys and make one of the best defenses in the NFL?
It wasn't too bad, but I think it starts with your coach always. His message on what he does and what he carries out every day. He is about the little things and the details. And this year, it just so happened that this team is, a team that had talent, but we had to make sure that we was polished on the details and the technique. And I think it just gelled well with the group that he had this year, and it worked with his message. And so, I hope that Coach can go ahead, finish strong with this one. Hope we can bring him home on this because, he definitely is a coach that holds you accountable and is not scared to tell you in front of everybody too. And as a team, we just got a mature team, I feel, because when you got a guy or a coach that can come at their top guys too, and you don't really get a problem because we all understand there's one goal. And I feel like we was headed in the right direction in training camp when we made a couple mistakes and coach got on us, and I felt like people was just eager to fix it more than trying to go back at them because all you disrespecting me is like, nah, it's more about, all right, we trying to win. I love his passion. I love what he's about. I love what he's trying to do. All right, I'm all in. So I think we just got a bunch of guys all in.
Brandon, what's the difference between your first Super Bowl and this one? What do you have to say to that guy in the first Super Bowl that could help you today?
Take more video, more pictures, spend more time trying to enjoy the week other than trying to get to the game. Because once the game happens, it's over after whoever wins or lose. And I mean, the winner usually can stay together a little longer before the team change because you got the parade and then you have the ring ceremony. So you get to see some guys that might be on different teams for next year. So you just better make sure you take full advantage of this week. Enjoy who you're around right now because it can look so different later on.
Thank you, Brandon.
Brandon, Brett Dickinson with the Ed Block Courage Award Foundation. We came out here to come see you.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations on being nominated as the Philadelphia Eagles 2022 recipient. Tell us what it means to be voted on for your teammate for an award that's been around for 45 years now. Prestigious award, one of the only awards voted on by strictly your teammates. They're the ones picking you.
Yeah, my teammates seen what I went through last year and just the attitude that I carried through it. And it wasn't easy because, you had your days, but I know it was definitely an honor for my teammates to, vote me in because, I've seen a lot of guys who's been nominated and, we always talk about just how, man, one day, you hope to not have to be a part of that, but since I was, it was another thing that I was shocked about what that's been going on this year because, man of the year stuff, then this, I'm like, man, wow, all this stuff that I didn't think I had a chance on, things are just popping up. So I'm just appreciative, thankful, and looking forward to being in Baltimore, for the ceremony.
Awesome. Just talk about, part of the award is your community efforts. Talked about Walter Payton Just why is it so important to just give back to the community, get involved with local children, local youth, and just try to make an impact in that way?
Because later on when I'm an old man, it's them same kids that you was talking to before is the ones that's gonna change or make life better or make life worse, or whatever it is that you instilling in them right now is only gonna pay you back later on, and good or bad, based off what you did when you was here. So I know for me, I know I'm one person, but I know I can make an impact on another person or a couple people, just so that they can keep it going, because it's just, we all out here, man, trying to be better citizens, trying to be a better person, husband, whatever that is. And I know for me, being in the community is key, because I know that it definitely makes a difference for not only my future, but my kids' future too.
Thank you, Brandon. Look forward to seeing you.
Hey, congrats on the amazing season, man. Who was popping up mostly on your pregame playlist in 2018, and who's popping up mostly now?
Oh, dang, who was popping up? I mean, Meek Mill was that year, 2018. That was Meek Mill for sure. And then this year, I kept it Philly. We went Lil Uzi.
And another question here. Do you think you're the biggest trash talker in the league? And if not, who do you think is? We've gotten some Gardner Johnson.
Hey, you know what? I got to give it to Gardner. Gardner definitely, sometimes when I'm kind of quiet, he like, bro, what you doing? Where you at? Where you at? I need you. And I got to give it to him. He all the time. So if I got to give it to him, I love to give it to my teammate CD for sure. But, I do feel like, I have fun with it. I definitely have fun with it, and I could be up there. And I don't really know too many that I can remember offhand that, kind of fought back with me and go back and forth. So I will have to just go with myself right now.
Appreciate it, man. Good luck.
Brandon, could you imagine being on the Lions in Detroit playing the Super Bowl, and that's your hometown, and you know where I'm going with it.
Oh, I know.
With the sun.
Yeah.
What would that be like?
Man, that would be crazy, especially knowing that your team hasn't been there. In my case, the Lions still hasn't been there at all. But being a part of that Phillies championship, I understood it because the Lions never been. And I always wanted for them to, just sniff the playoffs. And they finally started sniffing the playoffs, but they can't get out the first or the second round. So I know for me, or Hassan, in Hassan's case, it's hype because you leading the league, leading your team in sacks, had a dominant year. Then on top of that, you in the Super Bowl. Then you back in your hometown, your family, your friends, everybody that grew up, knowing you. It's just like, wow, Eagles fan at that, and you playing with the Eagles, about to get them their second bowl, hopefully. And, man, life couldn't be no sweeter for them right now.
Have you ever had that conversation with him at all about what it's been like to be in your hometown?
I actually haven't. I'm trying to seal the deal for him, and then we'll talk a little more. I know he'd be super excited. I know he is now, but I know that, he focused to finish the deal. And, yeah, I mean, man, if I was him, I know I'll be all on the inside smiling.
Do you think it's hard to play at home in some ways? I mean, because there are people, who want things, but he seems to.
True. I mean, I'm sure he deal with that. I mean, you're going to deal with stuff either way. If you're away or at home, hopefully he had being away, you kind of got a handle on it a little more because you was younger. When you're young, you kind of want to help everybody because you don't know no better yet. But I'm sure he's in a place where he know a little more than he did back then. And now I think it's not much of a distraction for him because the way he played this year, I don't think, if anything, he not playing around with anybody trying to distract him.
You've been here a while. Can you think of another hometown due to this since you've been here who's been that big an impact on his team? I mean,
Man, I can't even think of nobody but Haas, because Haas the first one that came first year in balling, 19 and a half, or, now with all the postseason sacks, but balling, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm just hyped for him because I know it means something to him, and I can see by what he do every day.
what's he do better than maybe you expected?
Just the way he keep coming, for his size, the way he punish people, with just being his size, you're just like, man, Haas definitely is fast, but he's sneaky as far as his technique and his power. So, man, I love watching him play. I told him I can't wait to see him this week to see what plays he make to help us win this game, and I just know it's been like that since day one.
What's up, BG?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
Good. So the last time you were in the Super Bowl, your daughter was really young, couldn't really understand. This time, your kids are 6 and 3, so they may be a little bit more able to understand what's going on.
Yep.
What does that mean for you?
It just means go out there and get you a win because baby girl, she already on me. Daddy, are we going to win the Super Bowl? Asking questions and, you don't know yet? I'm like, yeah, baby, we got to play. But, baby girl, she's all into it. I would love for her to see her daddy win it at that age, like you said, because she understands this a lot more. And then baby boy, same thing. He understands a whole lot more. And he wasn't even here when we won the last one. So I'm hoping to, go for 2 for 2. And so it's just all about what we do this week. Like I tell the guys, it's about what we do today. We'll worry about tomorrow when they come. And then Sunday will be here. We should be prepared.
Right. And then on the Philly Special Christmas album, you provided backing vocals. What was that experience like for someone who's, I assume you'd never been in a studio before that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
that was a cool experience. You see how much effort and what went into that with Kelsey and Jordan and Lane, because they was there a lot. They recorded in different studios too. The one that I recorded in was at the Eagles facility, but they'd be going to one in Jersey that they was doing a lot of work in, and I was just thankful that they asked me to be on it.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you guys' QB sneak on offense, best in the league, obviously. Do you guys know how to stop it?
Man, that's tough because we got a good old line. But I know we would probably. Coach would know. Coach would definitely know some tricks to kind of figure it out. But it's just, man, when you got some hogs that you got in the middle, like you got Isaac, who's sneaky, who's one of the guys that, I feel like makes that thing go, including landing them guards, and Kelsey just going for the ride.
So I feel like you guys kind of revolutionized that. So if other teams next year start giving you guys a look that's closer to the Eagles sneak, do you think you guys are going to be ready for it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think so. But this league is funny like that, man. You put something out there on film, and then people start figuring it out by the next year. Just like just with quarterbacks that come into the league and has a different style. Once they get some film on you and start getting their minds together, oh yeah, they'll come up with something.
And last Super Bowl, we had the strip sack of Tom Brady. Tom Brady's in the booth now. Any advice for him when he goes to the broadcast booth?
Hey, just keep being the GOAT, man. I'm sure he already got his plans down. I know it was probably hard for him to leave the game, but now talking about the game, I know he probably got a whole lot to say.
Thank you very much.
How does the vibe of this year's team compare to the championship team in 2017?
It's similar vibes. Everybody's excited to be here together. If I got to say the difference is, I would just say our pass defense is way better than we was probably in 2018 or 2017. But, our run defense was better in 2017 than it is this year. But them the only differences I see, man. Different players, but similar calls, same focus. The togetherness that you see. And I really ain't had to do much as a captain other than just remind people of who they are sometimes. But other than that, the guys, they made it easy for me this year.
And how much you embrace being the longest tenured member of this team? Man,
I'm enjoying that to the end because I know that for me, it ain't easy making it, in this league, especially in Philly because, they tough. The fans tough. It wasn't that easy in the beginning when I first got here. But now, I just felt like I persevered through. I understood the assignment. Now I'm executing every year, trying to just stay with it.
The last time you guys were in this game, did you have a moment like before kickoff, maybe around the national anthem, where it was like a moment of reflection? Could you have that?
Oh yeah, I think all through the game, like whenever we got to the sideline, got to sit down a little bit and watch the offense, you kind of say, man, I'm in the Super Bowl, and because it can kind of start to feel normal a little bit of just being there, because you in the game. Once you get in the game, all the jitters go. Now you focus on the game. But I do catch myself, on the bench a little bit. Just kept saying, man, we in the Super Bowl, and we almost and we got a shot to win because at the time we was winning. And so it's just trying to have the same vibes, trying to enjoy the moment, trying to enjoy just this right here. I ain't in no rush to go nowhere because I know by the time the game come, it'll be over and then we'll be on to the next season.
Was that a good thing that it felt normal, like a normal game?
Oh yeah, it did. It did, because that's what you want when you playing in this thing. Because people make it the biggest thing on earth, but it's like it's just another game. Yes, you want to always get to this game, make sure you enjoy it, but you got to make sure that you show up for that too and give yourself the best opportunity to win. And because I've seen people look like they wasn't ready or just excited for the week and just excited to get here, and then come to the game and you be like, man, what happened to that team that we seen? So I don't think we got that problem, but it's just trying to remind myself to just stay focused on what we got to do, but have fun too.
Last thing on that topic. So once you get in the game, it feels pretty normal. Is there anything, thinking back to the last one, like before kickoff, that you're looking around that just made it feel a little bit different than a normal game?
Oh yeah, man. The cameras, the pictures. Like I was telling my coach, it's so crazy because when you kicking, like soon as the kickoff happens, you're gonna see all these flashing lights and all these bright lights and every play. That you see more pictures than you do anything of people just snapping, the flashes going off, and it just feels different because you got one end zone with the one team and the other end zone with the other team. So it's not like you at home, So it's just about executing in this game, and man, I just can't wait to see the boys play.
PG, love your energy. My name is Sammy. I'm from France.
Okay.
I want to know one thing. You prepare your trash talk, or is it straight off the dome?
Oh, it's off the dome.
It's
off the dome, man. I mean, sometimes you kind of know some stuff about people because you probably played them twice, or you played them before, or maybe social media got some stuff on them. But man, most of the time it's just me having fun about living in the moment.
Would you try and trash talk Andy Reid or only players?
You know what? I know I ain't gonna get much from Andy, so I wouldn't want to do too much. I mean, if anything, if Andy ever said something to give me some bulletin board material, which I know he wouldn't, then we'll have some fun with that. But I know Coach, and Coach ain't really going back and forth with the players.
Okay. I got to show you this. So in France, every year, this is Le Grand Rex, our biggest cinema in France, and I used to present the Super Bowl there. I'm there with you, so I'd rather be there.
Okay.
But I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show a video to the French fans of you before the game. What do you got to tell them? Hype them up for me, please. In this camera, please.
Hey,
zoom,
let's
zoom, zoom.
go. Make sure all you Eagles fans out there, hey, be in them streets after this, because we definitely trying to bring that thing home, and we're gonna make sure we put on the best show that we can to make this Super Bowl special for you.
Can you just say what's up, Le Grand Rex? It's the name of the cinema. Le Grand Rex. What's up, Le Grand Rex?
Le Golex.
Le Grand Rex. Yeah, that's it.
Le Gogex.
That's great.
Yep,
That's great.
I got you.
Thank you, man. We've been fans for 15 years. Happy to see you grow.
All right.
So love you, man.
I appreciate
Thank you.
y'all.
Hey, if you ever come to Paris, let me know.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Oh yeah, feel like you back in rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Felt good to get back out there because it felt like we've been off for a couple of days. But I mean, all it took for us was just to get back warm again, and we look like we focused. No, not really. It just we just understand the hypeness of the game, and we appreciate. I feel like we appreciating the moment a little more. We know how to turn it on and off. That's what I like about this team.
Brandon, you've been a part of some really good defensive lines. What makes this one so special?
Just the togetherness that we have on just rushing in a cohesive rush, together, and just making sure that we, the way we adjust in the game. That's what I love. I mean, when we talk to each other, we saying, "Oh, this guy." Everything we thought on film is showing up, or maybe he's switching it up in the game, and man, he's beating us right here. What he's doing different, and the coach to player to coach. The communication is really good, and so I think that's why we got as many sacks as we have, and on top of we got some hell of a players.
You got a lot of great players.
Yeah.
What's been the mix of this talent like? How deep is this in terms of being able to keep you guys all fresh?
Well, that's the thing. It's like we try not to miss a beat, and I think seeing Haas and the guys in front of us, it only makes the competition even more, because you see the guys in front of you balling, and you want to be a part of that, and it just take just take advantage of your reps that you get. And so I know that's been my mindset. That's been Quinn's and all the guys who come in with me, Sue and all the guys. Just take full advantage of your plays because you don't know when they're going to come. But when they come, you better make them.
Yeah, along those lines, lastly for me, you had one of the iconic plays in the last Super Bowl that you guys were in. Have the guys talked about that? Has anybody brought that up to you? Or you guys you said you want that play, right? You had it. Can you describe that to them?
Man, it's a great feeling knowing that Joe play was a sealer in a sense because of the timing of it. But it's, for me to make it on Brady, somebody who went to Michigan, a Michigan man, and I mean playing against a guy that I've grew up watching all the time in these Super Bowls, and all I wanted was one to compare it to his six that he got. So it's like, man, this is something that I always cherish and always will remember, and hopefully I can make me another play against 15. You know what I'm saying? Because he the up-and-coming GOAT. Him and Jalen. They both. I'm sure this not the end of they matchup. So just got to make sure that you take full advantage, and when your play come, make sure you make it.
Brandon, what do the Eagles defense have to do to attack your home?
Just rush together. Make sure we stopping this run. Getting on his edge, making sure that he's not getting outside the pocket on us because, I mean, he's a hell of a player. As you've seen, some of the throws that he's made some of the plays that he's made is just like, yeah, only Mahomes can make that. So just make sure that you don't play scared. Just go out there and give your best shot. And, I think, we'll be okay if we don't play like that. Oh yeah, this the best. This the best I've been on. I'm thankful to be in year 13 and seeing a team like this, being a part of a team like this, and man, it's something that I'm gonna cherish. And all we're trying to do now is just finish the deal.
Brandon, what are your memories growing up watching Super Bowl?
You know what? Being around my family, my dad's side, because my dad's side always threw a big party, so we would go over, have friends. And, me being a little boy, just seeing people, having fun at the game, making friendly bets and doing we eating, and just one side is this team, the other side is the other team, and we all out there, just having fun. And, you feel like you win when your team win, that you rooting for. And so, I always knew one day I wanted to get here. Man, 2 appearances in 13 years, and I'm just like, man, I'm just so thankful because I'm not in the basement as much no more, because I'm playing with the Eagles, and we made it to the Super Bowl, and I actually got me one, and I'm trying to make it another one. So just enjoying it.
Last thing real quick, you want to give Joe Siegel a quick shout out?
Oh yeah, what up, Joe? I see WME over there. I sure was gonna say something, but I'm supposed to see him tomorrow because he's supposed to come in town. Well, it might be tonight. I think it might be tonight. Yeah, tonight. Yep.
Brandon,
Hey.
obviously this is not your first Super Bowl experience, so there's only 5 players left from the 2017 roster. Do the young players, rookies, even Jalen, come up to you with like any advice of handling all this craziness that's not usually part of your Super Bowl game preparation?
Well, I told them just embrace everything that comes with the Super Bowl, but know when to turn it on and off. That's pretty much what you have to do. Like this, it's mandatory to do the media stuff, so enjoy the media stuff. Enjoy being here. Because you made it to this point, and, you got a job just like we got a job, and so just take care of your business, and then when it's time to go, it's time to go. So that's what I told them, because I'm telling them now, me being in my second one, I'm enjoying this even more because I know I'm not in a rush to get to the game, because I know once the game comes, it's over. Then it's on to the next season. Whoever wins usually have a little more time with the team that they've been with because they go to the parade and then they had the ring ceremony in June. But, I know for me, it's just sell out all year, every day. Just enjoy every day and make sure that when you know how to turn it on and off when it's time.
What makes your defense so special? You mentioned that, actually your play was one of the plays that cemented the Vince Lombardi Trophy 5 seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
So what is something that makes this Eagles defense so special? And is this defense or the team better than the one that you win the Super Bowl with?
Well, you know what? You always trying to get better and be better than previous teams, and I feel like we've accomplished that just on so many levels of just with the talent that we have in this room. I mean, I love what we did back then, but it's what we do now, and we not finished yet. We haven't done anything yet. We haven't won it all yet, and so I know we got one more game. I just want you to stay all in to the end of this game, and then I can really say what's the difference. But I don't think it's really no difference. I just think that the challenges that we faced that year is way different than the challenges that we have that's in front of us now. But we still going against a great quarterback with Mahomes, and we went against Brady, who was the top and his was the GOAT at the time, and this young and up and coming GOAT that's been here already 3 of the last 5 seasons.
4, yeah.
I just know for me, Mahomes, he's definitely leading them in the right way, and we just got to make sure we get after him so we can, help ourselves win.
Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
different with the 360 views. We have over 30 million plus viewers tuning in right now from overseas. You see the NBA, the Super League out to the Middle East, to Abu Dhabi, to Dubai. How nice would it be to experience the royal experience in the Middle East with NFL?
Oh, it would be nice. It would be definitely nice. Something that I probably wouldn't be a part of unless I coach or something like that. But I'll definitely be jealous of the guys because you don't get to see those places at all if you don't plan a visit to be there. And then you being in the league and you add more games and add more teams. I think that would be sweet. Yep. Oh yeah.
Brandon, in 2018, you guys won the Super Bowl. How did that help you prep for this Super Bowl?
You know what? Just having guys that's been there before, like young guys that come to me now and say, what is it like? What is this? I'm like, it's a bunch of stuff that goes on, a bunch of distractions, which is good because you know it's the big game. This right here shows me that this is a big game because I ain't seen none of y'all all year. You know what I'm saying? But you got to enjoy that though. Like enjoy that people coming out to see you. People want to cover you and do all this stuff, and that's what comes with it. So enjoy everything that comes with it, but make sure that you know how to turn it on and turn it off, and know when it's time to go to work at practice. Get in your regimen, do what you got to do. Don't let family, be in here. Like, you're going to be able to have more fun than you ever have if you win this game next week, than, celebrating. So whatever you got to kind of say no to this week, say no to it. People going to see you at the game. You got your family here. I understand. You have your time with them, but make sure that, number one, focus is do everything you can to win.
Right, and talking about your family, your father, Derek, how did he influence your football career?
Well, my mom and my dad, both of them, my mom put me in it. My dad was, there, and my dad pretty much, was the one who made me not quit because I wanted to quit the first year when I got hit. And he was just like, man, I don't want you to start something and then you don't finish it. So finish it out. If you don't like it next year, then you don't go. And so I went next year. I went because I knew he wanted me to play. I did okay, but then by the third year, I kind of got it a little more, and it started to be because I like to be out there, and I started playing defense because I played offense first, and then hitting people was a little different than getting hit. So, thank you to my pops for that because, he taught me that, and then my mom definitely instilled in me the hard work because I seen her go to work every day, just like my dad, but, my mom was the one I seen every day, and, I'm thankful for the regimen of stuff that I do is based off because of what I seen her do every day.
Awesome. And as far as in 2018, you had that amazing strip sack with Tom Brady. Can we expect that again with Patrick Mahomes?
Hey, I didn't know it was coming that day. All I know is I'm gonna do my job every play, and when somebody come in my box, I'm gonna make the play, and hopefully it's the play to help us win.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Good luck.
Brandon, hi again. Brandon, you guys had 70 sacks, the third number since 1960.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other hand, the Kansas City Chiefs just allowed 26 sacks to Mahomes. What do you think about this matchup?
You know what? You gotta make sure you take care of the run first. Take care of their running game, and then you got to make sure that you take your shot on Mahomes because up front you can't rush scared against him. Because you see that he's extending plays and doing, a bunch of stuff that you see him do. Mahomes stuff, that's what I say. But I just know for me, it's just about carrying out the game plan, everybody being on the same page, taking away some of his reads so that we can have time to get there and, just stay together through all the adversity that might go on in this game.
Do you think this is the main matchup in this game?
Oh yeah, this is a big matchup. I mean, we got some good matchups that's happening, but Mahomes is number one that you got to make sure that you stop because he's the one that make them tick. In 87, Kelsey and him got the chemistry. You've seen it too many times where you think they out the game, and then next you know Kelsey and him do some magic and figure out a way to squeeze in there a touchdown or a first down or somewhere get close to win the game. So you got to make sure that we just got to make sure we play together, do our job, and then give ourselves the best chance to win.
And what made a big change from the last year to this year? That this year you are in the Super Bowl, the free agency, the draft. What did change?
I mean, I just think it's year 2 in somebody's system, like coach's system. Now Jalen understands exactly what it is that coaches was looking for probably from the first year. He was spending a lot of time on that, but now I just think that it was a lot of stuff that propelled him this year, especially Jalen, on top of the free agency, people we brought in, the draft, and then, some of the guys that made that jump from year 2 to 3 or 3 to 4, however it go. Just a lot of guys. I just feel like the guys he brought in, the draft, and, being in year 2 of a system, you finally ain't spending time on stuff that you spent time on year 1 going into year 2, and I feel like we're more advanced now than we ever have been.
And finally, what is your favorite play in the history of the National Football League? Your favorite play?
My favorite play is the strip sack in the Super Bowl. Hopefully I can get another favorite play.
Which one? The fumble?
Against Tom Brady. Yeah, against Tom Brady.
How did you do that?
With my left hand. With my left hand.
Left? All right, hit me. Okay. Success.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you. Man, they getting him a wizard. I mean, I love Jim. Jim is smart. Don't care about not having friends or not. He just want to do his job and come in and help the team win at all costs. And I think that they got him a good coach, a great coach. Somebody that definitely helped me in my career.
Does he call players out?
Oh yeah, that's what I love about him the most. He holds you accountable. He makes sure that you know what you're doing out there, because he's not just gonna put you out there, and he gonna make sure that you play hard.
He's always had good defensive fronts. I mean, what is it about him that specializes in?
Because they invest in the front seven for sure. I mean, and then the way he plays it, he definitely got some corners already. So I know he's excited about the defense. I mean, they definitely gonna play hard for him, and they gonna know what to do out there.
When you guys practice in Cleveland this summer, you seem to notch ahead of the Browns at that point, at least to me. Did you know this was going to be a special season?
I did. I like how we practice. Like you said, that's always a tell for me, because people got to believe in it, because I know what we do in practice always translates to the game. So I know this year that wasn't even a question I didn't really have to question players at all on how they wanted the season to go. They showed me in practice, and being a captain of that, man, where you ain't got to really motivate nobody to go to practice. All you got to do is kind of remind them to what you said in the beginning. This is what you said. Some days you don't feel like doing it, but you just got to remind guys who they are sometimes.
Right to Foxborough after that.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a grind? Was it beneficial?
Oh no, we went to Miami after that, so that was nice. we went to y'all, then we went to Miami, and then that was it. We just had 2 of them. No, that was probably 2 years ago. But yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's back-to-backers week after week. Was
Yeah.
that abnormal?
Nah, not really. Especially when you go from Cleveland to Miami, because Cleveland we like, okay, it's a grind. That was the grind. But when we got to Miami, that was fun. Even though it still was a grind, but you just happy to be in, some sun. Then being down there is definitely not bad. Where we was staying, and the food was good. Oh, you late. No, no, I'm messing with you.
I was just wondering, how do you think think that Miles Garrett is going to like being coached by Jim, and how will he fare with Jim coaching?
Jim is he gonna gain that trust from day one. His track record should speak for itself, but he's gonna come in and he wants a smart team, and that's what I love. And I think that Miles definitely gonna benefit from it because he gonna definitely want Miles to get sacks, and he gonna help Miles get as many one-on-ones as he can. Trust him, man. I couldn't say more great things about Coach Schwartz. Coach Schwartz, he's definitely a coach that helped me in crucial moments. I feel like in my career, like when I first came in, I had him at the Senior Bowl. I got MVP at the Senior Bowl. I felt like that helped me get drafted in the first round or solidify if they was on the fence. Because they say first and second round, that's what they used to say. And then Coach traded up and got me. And then a crucial time in my career where just leaving Chip Kelly in the 3-4 defense, and then we come back to Doug, and then he hires Jim Schwartz, bring the 4-3 back, and I start balling ever since. And I haven't looked back since. And I give all my credit, to of course myself because I gotta want to do it, but having these great coaches in my life at crucial times and great people at that. So y'all got y'all a good one.
You don't like go backwards, you like go forward.
Oh, definitely like going forward for sure. Yeah. And Jim Schwartz ain't gonna let you go backwards too many times.
You talked about the importance of year two at the offensive side. What about with you guys? Because statistically you weren't there last year. I know your teammates. Your teammate right here was just sitting right there, had some frustration. So from one year to the next, what really helped you get to that?
I think stay healthy too. Last year I was hurt. Me and Fletch talked about it, and then a lot of guys was new. They was fresh. We didn't have as much talent as we have this year, and I just felt like we were spending a lot of time on trying to figure out how he wants certain things and knowing exactly what it is that he wants, and now we can focus on just the technique of it. I think that was what was the most difference this year. We had a lot of guys who played under him last year that helped some of the new guys coming in, and we didn't have to spend too much time on stuff that we spent on the first.
So you weren't thinking, you were going out and just
playing. Yeah, we're just playing, and now it was just more about just attacking. Last year we was kind of reading more than we did last year.
Yeah, you hesitate, you're done.
Right.
What about the depth of this group? Obviously adding the two vets in Linval and Dominican too, but it's more than that, right? How much does that help you out?
Oh man, two great guys coming in. You got Sue and Joseph who got some skin in the game for real, and a lot of guys look up to them. So you couldn't ask for two guys that's on the street at the time that we needed, especially to sew up the middle. And the guys definitely gravitated to them as soon as they got there, learned their regimen, and a lot of guys already look up to them and happy that they came because obviously we here because of everybody.
What was your initial reaction when you heard you got not one but both?
Oh man, it was cool because you got two plugs in the middle. Linval, good luck moving him because it's already hard enough giving him a handshake because that belly gonna bump you back. But he cool though, he fun though. Yeah. I meant to bring it, honestly, but I'm going to wait till, another time. But I always try to bring them out special occasions. Sometimes just bring it out to get clean, just to have some fun with it. But I really haven't wore it anywhere. But I am going to do it this year.
So what was the thought process of bringing here?
Just, I was like, I was going to show the guys what it looked like. But I'm like, I'll show them afterwards. We got to go get ours first. I keep it in my safe, but it's in my box. And whenever I feel like just pulling it out, sometimes I put it out, make sure it still fit on my finger. Because playing football, your hands can get a little swollen from what we do, using our hands a lot. And just put it on sometimes just to walk around the house.
Brandon, you talked a lot about the depth of this defensive line. One guy might not get all the accolades you guys get. Can you talk about the impact of Javon Hargrave on this defensive line and what he brings?
Yeah, that's my guy. He my locker mate. Him and Fletch is right next to me. And so Hargrave definitely came in. It didn't start so well with him early because he got hurt his pec the first year he got here. So he had a little bad taste in his mouth because fans was getting on him and stuff like that. But to see him going into his contract year and having his best season, getting double digits for the first time, me being right there with him, getting double digits. A lot of us, had some PRs, personal best, and so it's been cool because all it has been is just us working well together.
With all of you guys getting personal best, how would you say, how competitive is this defensive line?
Oh, it's competitive. It's a fun competitive too, because it's not like we're looking at each other in a bad way, or you know how I go where you have a little envy, people mad because they only playing a certain amount of plays. It's like, nah, I just think that everybody has that one goal, and then you see when we play together, everybody can eat, and that's a true statement in our case because we've proven it. And as soon as you start, getting a little selfish, that's when you hurt yourself. And we've seen that part of it too. Because it's been an up and down season. It's been a lot of adversity, but I think we handled it well. Got some guys in the room that really can, take care of their business.
You and Fletch obviously already acquainted. Him coming in, how did you two kind of get him acclimated to Philly's system?
Just gaining his trust by staying consistent. That's all you do. Because he the type of guy that you can't just throw too much stuff at him right away. You gotta he like to ease in. You can tell that when he first came in, he was just kind of taking his time trying to figure out who was who. I just stayed consistent. What's up, man? Reach out to him, let him know what we gotta do, where we gotta be. And then you just start to get those texts, hey, man, what we got to do on this, what we got to do, and, just stay consistent. And that's all I ever did. And, we brothers for life. Yeah.
Brandon, I know you've been asked this question a million times about the play at US Bank Stadium with Tom Brady. Do you see yourself in this Super Bowl winning the game with a play like that with a Super Bowl?
Man, I dream that all the time. I'm dreaming it now, because you just don't know what's going to happen. I'm just trying to stay consistent on what I've been doing up to this point. The whole goal is to win, even if I don't make a play to win it all. Somebody done made one if we did win. So I'm excited no matter what. Just trying to make sure that I put as much effort into my preparation as I'm going to put into the game. So I'm just excited to be in this moment, man, again, because it ain't easy to get to, and just making sure that when my play do come, that I make it.
Any thoughts around this being the first Super Bowl with two African-American quarterbacks going at it in the big Sunday game?
Man, it's cool to see, that the guys, that you got two new GOATs that's young and up and coming. And, they squaring off for the first time of many. Mahomes already got 3 of the 5 seasons that he already been here. And so, just trying to make sure that, we get Jalen on the board by what we do and how we prepare this week.
That's good. Time for one last question. Go ahead, Brandon.
It's a stupid question.
Oh, what up? What
What's
up?
bro? Obviously, you're in the Super Bowl. What's your favorite bowl of soup?
Bowl of soup?
Yeah.
Dang, let me see. You know what? That broccoli, cream of broccoli, is that with the broccoli and cheese and all that? Man, at Panera, oh my goodness. That's what got me to change, because I used to be a chicken noodle everywhere I go. But, man, that dish right there changed my life every time.
No pranks yet, but we do laugh a lot in the O-line room. Him, Isaac. It's a comedy show every day. Yeah, Kelsey.
Awesome. Thank you.
I like a few of their songs. I remember back in the 90s, like when I was thinking, 6th grade, it was like big at that time. Yeah, so it was just like one of my childhood songs.
You go to the Super Bowl the first year you started practicing?
I never wear it. I've never worn it. In a safe. So it's really like I don't know, like you're ashamed of it. I don't know. It's like it doesn't matter what it is. Like as long the city, what it done for the city is bigger than any ring. But sometimes I think I might break it out when I get older. I don't know.
Lane, you talked about just representing your hometown in Oklahoma. You talk about just your time in the Big 12 and being able to represent that conference in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I just think, Oklahoma just develops guys. 70% of the time is with like your strength coach, so just developing guys, changing guys' positions, what they've been able to do with guys in the league and having the longevity. And I think that says a whole lot. You know, Jerry Schmidt, Coach Stoops, they ran a well-to-do program for years. Venables was part of it earlier. I think you'll get things changed around. He has a couple years to recruit his style of players and adapt. But, yeah, I mean, my time there was tremendous, and I love going back. I usually go back every spring game, so I love all my guys that I was there with.
And then, just playing in high-powered offenses in the Big 12. Do you have respect for that conference and just?
Well, I think it benefited me just because the NFL, has become more of a passing league. So I felt like just the reps that I had. But I think, for my journey, the Senior Bowl played a part in that. Going against guys from different conferences, and really it was a unique experience.
How'd you become aware of How'd you become aware of Willie? Did you just doing your research on right tackles, or how'd you become aware of him?
Yeah, doing research. I think some guys will show clips. I like watching clips of guys. Like I've been trying to watch tape of Munoz, Walter Jones.
Yeah.
Just because I think our system only goes back so many years. So getting hold of that film is kind of catchy, but
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I think I just he was the right tackle of his generation, and what he was able to do, I think, against some of the most elite players in the league, the best pass rushers, and the games he had against them.
He's got pretty good clips. Those clips on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He and now he teaches guys, and you can tell that's what he loves to do, and he's developing great talent.
Thank you. Good luck Sunday.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Lane, I love the podcast of the Kelsey brothers. Obviously, who would be the best duo to have a podcast in the locker room outside of Kelsey?
Ooh, that is a good question. If you could get Isaac to talk, Isaac is extremely funny, intelligent funny. And Malata's funny, but probably Landon or somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pulling for my guys in my room.
I got something to show you. So I'm from France, from Paris, and every year we show the Super Bowl in this cinema, the biggest cinema in Paris. And we're sending a video for the French fans. Can you tell them to have a good night? Because they're going to watch that right before the game. Can you say hi to the French fans? Just in this camera.
Hi to the French fans from the USA. Lane Johnson, right tackle of the Philadelphia Eagles. Appreciate your support from overseas. And you can tell that the fan base is growing year by year. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, I influence as much French fans to become Philly fans, so I got you on that. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye, Oscar.
Yeah, I was trying.
Lane, can you tell me how was it nice to kind of get back to normalcy out there on the practice field today?
Felt good to get some sun. I was really pale for a long time. I feel like most of us are, so just sitting out there and soaking that in was nice.
Obviously, you've been there before. Can you take us through what you think it's going to be like on Sunday, right before the game, national anthem playing? I'm sure there's a bit of butterflies.
Yeah, and it's going to be a little longer, so we have more time in the locker room pre-game, and then the halftime is extended, so the timing of it feels a little bit different than the normal game, but what are you going to do? I mean, it's, the other team is doing the same thing.
Any pre-game superstitions or anything? I know a lot of athletes go through a similar routine each time just to keep things normal. Anything particular to you?
No, I mean, we just get ready in the locker. I really don't go out anymore pre-game. I sit and I play. I'll do Sudoku. I'll do something to get this brain working a little bit sharper for the game,
Lane, you've been around the league a while, and you played with this offensive line, different guys on the line. What makes this line so special? You guys' chemistry seems to be at a different level.
Yeah, well, we've had a lot of reps together, and I don't know, when you go across the board, you have some pretty big guys. Like, I'm a big dude, but compared to Landon and Jordan and what they bring, and then, the quickness of Isaac and Kels, I felt like it's just unique, and just what we do. We hit bags every day, so when we get the chance to tee off on people, we usually have a good day.
And you guys made a Christmas album together. Obviously, that's unique, too.
Yeah.
You guys just seem like you have a lot of fun together.
Yeah. That's why my old friend Chris Long stopped by. But yeah, no, it was really just like a locker room joke, and then it really wasn't when I found myself in the studio. I was very nervous, more nervous than the game, and then it all seemed to come in place. But yeah, it was cool. It's doing good, I guess. Apparently on the charts, so whatever that means.
So when you
you've been around from when Jordan came over and was trying to learn the game. To see where he is now, can you describe the process from your perspective of what he's gone through to get to where he is?
It's very rare for people like in college to switch, kind of like my journey, but like him having never played the sport, college, and then just coming into a camp and being on the practice squad. But I think like initially what they saw, I mean, there's not very many guys that have his size that can move laterally and run fast forward and just have the foot quickness to do what he's doing. Yeah, he's got the potential to be great.
What about this guy next year? I mean, how valuable has he been to your success, and how much fun has he been playing?
Yeah, man, for what we do, he's the pilot. He makes all the calls. He spends a lot of time early in the week with Isaac, game planning, and with Stout, trying to break down our plan of attack and how we're going to execute. And then I think when you combine how talented he is, I come to give him like speed and quickness is very unique, and that's what sets him apart from other players in the league.
Last I saw the full report today, you had requested Sirianni, could Sirianni play creative? Talk about that. What ended that?
We had a joke. He said, I guess he was waiting on his new house to be done, and it was almost done. And then he sent me a picture. I feel like when Scott Stapp's over in his first album, the picture. And so when I saw that, I was like, well, I listened to it one day at work, and then I was singing it at practice, and then Coach Sirianni heard it and then put it on the stereo. So
Lane, Lane, this group, you guys have been more like top dogs than underdogs. I know you put the underdogs on the map, but
what's a top dog?
That's what I'm going to ask you. What breed of dog is this team?
A long-haired dachshund. Hey, bro, just scrapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Apparently, a hunting dog, that's what we are.
You talked a lot about, in the past, your struggles at times with mental health, the pressures of the game, the stress of it. I know when we came here in 2017, you were in a different place in your life.
Yeah.
And as an athlete, are you able to enjoy this week better?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the older you get, the little bit wiser you get. So, like I was saying the last 2 days, I feel like I didn't document it as well as I wanted to. So I've been doing more of that, and it's a lot nicer when you're not frozen in.
Yeah, that was.
You can't go outside and turn into a popsicle. So.
Yeah, no question.
Lane, can you just talk about how important the battle of trenches is, especially in the game as big as this?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, it's really like two different games. You have the guys, the quarterback, and the receivers versus 7-on-7, and then you have the trench work. But yeah, I mean, it really is. It's a physical game. You're playing against elite, intelligent players that are smart at what they do. So, game planning and practice and all that stuff adds up. The game's only 3 hours of the process. So, you have a lot more in between that. So that's really, as redundant as it may sound, it's really been the message all year.
Lane, following up with the battle in the trenches, first off, the Eagles' backfield, you guys have a great relationship with the running backs, and you guys are strong in the run game. When you look at the opposing team and you look at their front seven, what do you see when you look at their D-line?
A lot of guys are very unique. I was talking yesterday, like people forget Carlos Dunlap has 100 sacks on his resume. Frank Clark is established, a guy that can really change the game now and then with his time in Seattle. But Chris Jones is he's doing stuff this year that is really uncommon. I just think his size, his length, and his quick twitch, he's a very unique player. But as far as the secondary and the linebackers, they're very talented. They're young, but they're very talented, and they fly around.
It's interesting. You said you didn't feel like you guys document this enough, but you started doing that. Can you tell us a little bit more of what you've been doing?
Just taking more pictures, that type of stuff. That's really it. And then spending time with the guys, because last time like I said, we couldn't go outside because it was, I don't know what 10 degrees. So sun shining. So we're just trying to soak in the weather.
Now that we're past all the glitz and the glamour of, when you first get here, how nice is it to just get back to football today?
It was nice. Got back to meetings, and then going on the field, it was just, the sun was out. I feel like in Philly the past few weeks it's kind of been cloudy, gloomy, raining, and so it felt good to get out there, get some sunshine, and really had a crisp practice. So that's really all you can ask for.
When you do things like this and you have the extracurricular events, is it harder to get back in the swing of things, or was today just right back to?
I think it's part of the process. Like, obviously it comes with the territory, but I knew this coming in my first time. I knew it coming in this time, but the game is all about the fan experience. So, I think we're very fortunate to be where we're at, and really just let the days take their course, and the game will be here before we know it.
I'm sure you've gotten this a few times.
Yeah. I think it'd be awesome. I just think overall the expansion and bringing in new fans, and even getting players from other countries that are starting to establish themselves here. So, I think as far as expanding, I feel like football is the biggest that it's ever been. So it's very cool.
Piggybacking on.
Jason, I said, if your performance was not as a player on the game on Sunday, but rather for the halftime performance, what artist would you like depicting you as far as your music taste? Jason said Jack Black. Who do you got?
That's what he said, Jack Black.
I said School Rock, Jack Black. He said, yeah, it's School Rock all the way.
Oh, that's a tough question.
Travis' brother said Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake? I'm trying to think. It would be some type of soft rock or grunge. No, I'm gonna pick Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden in their prime.
There you go. I like that.
Can you talk about watching, I'm sure you got it before, but watching Jordan's arc from where he started to where he is now, and he cites your impact for giving him something to shoot for?
Yeah, I just think his path is very unique. I don't know of any players that have ever really done this, and for him to go from where he was when he initially got here to where he is now, and become the player that he's become so fast is it's cool to see. It's unique, and I think he's just now scratching the surface of what he's going to become.
So I was going to ask, how far away do you think the ceiling is, and what are the next steps for him to?
Yeah, I mean, nobody can really compete with a guy that can move that fast, is that big, and can move. There's not many guys that size that can move like him, and yeah, he's just, the more he plays, the better he's going to be. The more reps he gets, and the more experience, the better he's going to become.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's cool. No, man, Blake's a hard worker. He always has been, and he's the guy that played quarterback in college, and then going into the NFL, changed the position, and been in the league I think 9 years. So hats off to him. But I really haven't talked to anybody this week from their team, from the Chiefs. So I don't know. I'll talk to him on Sunday. Yeah, at home in a safe. I really don't ever take it out or wear it. I haven't worn it, so yeah. I would never rule it out. That was a unique play, and being a part of that game, you never know when that moment's going to come. So we'll see. Thank you.
Hey, Lane, how are you?
Hello, doing good.
Doing good? Okay. You held a leadership role in Oklahoma. You moved on, you worked with Duke, Mayweather, and out of Texas, offensive line masterminds. Will you continue that kind of coaching career, that mentoring career after football?
Yeah, I believe that's where my heart is. I enjoy doing it, and I feel like when you develop guys, you can really live through them and really help them out in the long run, in the grand scheme of things.
Absolutely. The biggest, I think, storyline coming into this outside of all the other football is this offensive line, how strong of a unit you guys are. One of the biggest storylines outside of that is Jordan Mailata. Is there anything that you can say to him about him and his development this past couple of years?
Yeah, like I said earlier, he's a guy that's very unique with his size and speed. There's not very many guys that are 6'8", 375 plus, and can move and bend and move laterally. hell, he can even sing too. So he's a unique dude in all aspects of the game, and he's just scratching the surface. And I feel like the more experience you get, the better he's going to get.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Can you talk about how important of the guys who were here, the last Super Bowl, and kind of helping the mindset and kind of calming the nerves of those who maybe had never been through this?
Yeah, I mean, you really, when you look at it, you got to treat the process as it is. When you're in meetings, be there in meetings, and when you're doing media, you're doing media. So everything has a part in the grand scheme of things, and really just try to enjoy yourself. The practice field, sunny, it's good weather, good temperature, so enjoying it, and really not treating it any different as far as in between the lines.
Is it a different kind of pressure when you already have the ring versus like that hunger to get one of them, or is it just even more intense to get the second one?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every game you participate in is intense. Every game you want to win, and really, we're all about competing. Sirianni has always preached that in everything we do. So, yeah, man, we're taking this game serious, and just really focusing on that.
I think Jason is connected so well with the Philadelphia fans as a quarterback, and
Yeah, I just think he's authentic. He's being himself, and he's from Cleveland, and I just think his character and where he came from really molded him into the person he is. And he's funny. He can be stern at times. He's a great leader, but just always puts a smile on your face. And really, he leads by example and has been for 12 years. And just with his ability on the field too, that's unique. He's probably one of the freakiest guys ever at the center position. With his movement and what he can do in the screen game and some of his plays that I feel like there's not another center I know that could do that. Yeah, most definitely. I think he's earned that, and it's one of those things that he's playing great. This late into his career, so that says a lot about how much he's taking care of his body, how much everything means to him. Because football is a tough sport, especially in the trenches. So I think the longevity and how he's played throughout his career really tells the whole story. Thank you. Good. Well, I feel like it makes you try to not think emotionally when it comes to football. It's more, you got a game plan, you got to practice the game plan, you got to execute it, and you got to really, block out one thing at a time, especially with this, especially this week with the obligations we have. But really, like I said, he's like Ivory Christian from Friday Night Lights. He's just like him in a way.
I feel like that's carried over to be like an identity.
I mean, he acts the same now as he did whenever we were, whatever our record was the first half of last season, and we had to make a second surge. So I think the adversity's been there. He's played through turbulent times, and he's always been consistent with how he plays and especially his demeanor.
Do you remember anything you did or any experience you did that kind of hurt a lot of
I don't know. When you squat 500 pounds at quarterback, people respect you. That right there alone can get you respect. So.
You can count on like two hands how many of you guys were in the last Super Bowl in 2017, and that are on the team now. At the time, last time they had signed a bunch of veterans that had also, won Super Bowls, like O-line, like Will Beatty, for example. At the time, like those guys all felt that despite you guys not having a lot of experience on deep playoff runs, that team was ready to win. How do you feel about sort of not the guys that have been there before, but the guys that are new to the team and their readiness for this game?
Yeah, really, the message has been, focus. Try to really just drive that in as redundant as it sounds. That's always been the motto. But yeah, I mean, even back then, Doug, I mean, everything's consistent. You got to really focus and practice it, and it's much harder to do than it is to just to say. So, with that, we're having fun with it. We're enjoying the weather. We're not cooped up like we were last time. Everybody's frozen inside, so we're enjoying ourselves and having a good time.
Gotcha. Thanks, man. Oh, you got a water.
Oh, good. Stretch. Oh, really? I got to stretch mine out, too. Me, yeah. Thank you. It's nice. We're enjoying the weather. We're enjoying the scenery, and really, the accommodations, everything's been wonderful, and really just keeping the main thing when it comes to football and meetings, and enjoying ourselves in the meantime. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're pretty much we're here in the compound, so we're enjoying it. It's beautiful weather. I have no complaints. Thank you. Number one, let's go.
Lane, can you talk a little bit about how you've been able to adapt to protecting the quarterback that is such a dual threat like Jalen?
Yeah, he's a unique guy with his athleticism. He can throw the ball extremely well. He can run the ball extremely well, and really, this is his leadership style and his work ethic, and I feel like his physical strength really commands a lot of attention, and that's why he's such a great leader. That's why he's such a great player.
Now, going into this game, you have the first situation of a Super Bowl with two African-American quarterbacks playing against each other. Any thoughts you want to share on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be celebrated. I think both those guys' stories very unique. I think Jalen's ability to overcome adversity and become the player he is now, especially after last season, the initial part of last season, overcoming that, really setting a good example for just people, for everybody in the world.
You got a lot of fans in Mexico and Latin America that cheer for the Eagles. What would you like to say to them?
We love your support. Hopefully in the coming years we start playing more games globally, expanding, because I feel like the fan base is growing. I feel like football is the biggest that it's ever been at the current time. And you're starting to get players that are really dominant from other countries. And really, I feel like it's just the popularity is really the biggest it's ever been.
Have you been to Mexico?
I have been to Mexico.
What's your favorite food?
Ooh, that's tough.
I can help you. Your teammates are saying tacos al pastor. That's their favorite thing. Kelsey and some of the other guys said that.
Tacos, like fajitas. I like it all.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, we played in London 2018, I believe, 2019. No, I mean, just other than staying in the hotel, didn't have any time to really experience the countryside. Yeah. You're saying if I was about the fan base? Yeah, I just think the fan base is growing. I feel like the excitement is growing, and you're starting to get players from other countries and are really having great opportunities. I mean, just look at Mulata. Bjorn Warner's from Germany. He talked to me yesterday. Marcus Rule is from over there. So really just, appreciate the support. And I feel like as far as football goes, it's the best that it's been. And, that's really it. Thank you.
Lane, the last Super Bowl you were in, do you remember having a moment at any point on game day inside the stadium looking around like, damn, this is the Super Bowl?
I mean, by the time you get to this point in the season so long, like I think we reported July 25th, so it's a grind. And by the time you get to this point, it's really, you become numb. So I remember going out pregame, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. And really, you're so lost in the routine. We're so used to, what our programming is, our schedule is. And so as those days pile up, it just becomes another thing. But at the same time, we got the Super Bowl, but I enjoyed myself.
So even the Super Bowl couldn't really knock you off of this is game day routine, and it feels like another game.
Yeah, I mean, every game's unique, everything's different, but yeah, I mean, it was cool. Yeah, it's just a unique experience. It's one of those things you dream about, but while you're in it, I mean, you got to realize it's one play at a time, and that's all you can do is take it like that and soak it in, because it is a unique experience.
Has it been any easier? I know we're only a couple days in, but this time around, kind of dealing with everything around the game?
Oh yeah, I mean, but last time, like I said, we were snowed in, so this time around, getting more sun, and really, I had a good practice today, soaked that in, and it really hasn't been too bad.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Lane, kind of a different question. One I asked Jason the other day. 2017 underdog Kelsey versus this year's fat Batman Kelsey. Who's the better blocker?
Probably the fat Batman, because he can dance too. So I'll go with him.
He went with underdog.
He went with underdog.
Yeah.
He was BSing.
And then also kind of a serious one. Obviously, I'm sure you're aware of the stats with you in the lineup versus not in the lineup. How much of a motivation is that for you, just knowing that the team's success really hinges on you being out there?
I mean, all that, it really doesn't change what I got to do. I mean, my focus is a snap count, is blocking the guys on the edge and trying to block the games. And like I said, they got a variety of stuff they do. Each guy's unique. Chris Jones is the elite of the elite. Frank Clark, a beast. People forget Carlos Dunlap has 100 sacks too. So all around, great front.
I know this is something you don't reflect on until the season's over, but this offensive line, a lot of people compare it to the Hogs or the Washington back in the 80s. Just how historic is this line, just playing next to these guys?
We have a lot of starts together. We have a lot of reps. And, just building that up year by year, day by day, it's unique. I'm fortunate to be where I'm at, playing next to the guys that I'm with. And then the two guys on the left are just monsters and slowly becoming, the best versions of themselves. They're just out scratching the surface. So, we're fortunate, but I don't know who's better. I don't, when it comes to all that, it's different eras, but I love playing with these guys and doing what we do.
I'm here with the Block Courage Award Foundation. We're kind of going around talking about Brandon Graham winning the award this year. He's learning all about you guys.
Yeah.
You probably see him a lot more than a lot of people, but going up against him in practice. Tell us some of the stuff that you've learned from him, playing against him in practice and being around him for the past several years.
Yeah, I've been BG's sparring partner for 10 years. He what makes him unique, obviously he's gifted, he's super strong, and he's always positive. Doesn't matter what it is. That's why he came back from his Achilles injury and had a record year this year. I think that speaks volumes about Brandon. And really, he just lightens up the whole building, man. He lightens up the room. He's a funny guy. He likes to laugh. He works his tail off, and really, just as far as one of the best guys in the locker room, man, he's got to be at the top.
So a lot of people mentioned his laugh when we were interviewing him. I actually talked with Vinny Curry, who's also a recipient this year already, and he brought up his laugh. Can you give us a good impersonation of Brandon's laugh?
I can do how he breaks down the huddle. He'll go, yeah, man, we're just going to keep on grinding, man, and just becoming the best version of ourselves, man. And he does that.
Thanks,
Lane, just a quick question about the Chiefs and your preparation so far. What makes that group of pass rushers so special?
The Chiefs pass rush?
Yep.
Just, how dynamic they are. Chris Jones, the elite of the elite. Frank Clark's the beast. Carlos Dunlap, George Karlaftis, really all those guys combined. They're good one-on-one. They're good running games, and then they have a solid linebacking core. Flies around, and the secondary does as well. So, really, when you look across the front, a whole lot of depth and a whole lot of talent.
Just one more question about Jalen Hurts' development from last year to this year. What differences have you seen from him, maybe in how his growth year over year?
Yeah, I feel like with the more experience that he's acquired, the better player he's become. I feel like with time and work and what he's become really over the past few years has really shown what kind of guy he is. He's a great leader off the field. He goes through adversity with class and grace, and we just respect how he works.
Lane, just a word, I'm sure you get this question all the time, but just a word on Coach Stoutland. What is it about him and how he coaches that it's so special?
Yeah, he's unique. I mean, he makes every meeting like a game day with his voice. His voice commands attention. He's very loud. He asks a lot of questions, calls them cold calling questions, which is like a pop quiz. So a lot of that puts you on the spot to answer questions under duress. So he likes to simulate a game-like meeting room, which can be uncomfortable at times, but you kind of respect it and love it.
The way you guys play offense with Jalen kind of creating doubt in the minds of the defense, does that give you an edge and be able to get on the front foot before the defense because that doubt, the defense is a step slow?
I'll say it again.
With the way Jalen plays, with the doubt he creates, does that give you an advantage in being able to get on the front foot before the defense can?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a unique guy, I think, with his strength, his ability to run. He's dynamic, so I feel like just from a game plan matchup, you have to be very crafty in what you do. Because when the play breaks down, he can scamper for 30, and you've seen it before. Just a unique player.
Young guys like Jordan and Isaac, like you said, they're just scratching the surface. How high is their ceiling, like as players?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, just the size that they have with Mulata and Landon, unique. The strength they have is unique. So there's a lot of boxes they're checking, which is physically gifted. Speed, they're checking all the boxes, and now just the more they're playing, the better they're getting. And right now they're at the top, and I mean they're on their way to being consistent at the top of the game every year.
Lane, you're widely considered as the best right tackle in the league. Name the toughest defender you had to go against.
Ooh, man, they're all tough. We started with like Zadarius Smith, Daniil Hunter. DeMarcus, Micah, going against Max, TJ, trying to think who else. A lot of guys. Cam Jordan. It's hard to name one. Khalil Mack, both the Bosa brothers. I mean, Kerrigan for years. Like I said, it's just, and even guys that don't have the bigger names as them, those guys can be very dangerous. So, like, as far as the respect level, it doesn't matter who I'm going against. I treat them as a guy that can beat me on any play.
I'm so happy that you can actually compete to the Super Bowl because of your injury.
Yeah.
You've been facing so many injuries, but now you actually have the Super Bowl as place. What do you think about that?
I'll say it again.
What do you think about your injury and yourself? You have to face so many times about the injuries, but now you're actually playing at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this is, really what I was hoping for. I knew we had a unique team. I knew we had the ability to do some things in the playoffs once we got there. And, just trying to be consistent with that, our focus, how we're attacking each day. And, that's really it at the end of things.
Well, Lane, last time you guys won a Super Bowl, a lot of the guys are still here, but it's a lot of differences, too.
Yeah.
How did you guys do it? How did you guys rebuild so fast and have a much different Super Bowl team this time? Not many teams get to come right back.
That goes down to the management, the guys upstairs, the coaches, the personnel department, those guys scouting. Everybody plays a huge role. But I feel like they know the pedigree or what they're looking for, what types of teams. And really they start in the trenches, and that's always been, I guess, an identity for Philly just in general, having a good offensive line and having a good D-line. Throughout the years.
How exciting was it for you this offseason, seeing this roster take shape? Did you realize, we might have something special going on here with all the guys you were getting?
You can sense it in OTAs. You can sense it, the talent. We had the ability to do something, but it all goes down to cohesion, players playing together. and building relationships, and really once that's established, and then your team takes off.
Thanks, Lane. Appreciate you.
Lane, Jordan Mailata just said that along with Coach Stoutland, you're one of the most influential people to him. What does that mean to you, and how do you think you've influenced them both on and off the field?
Yeah, man, Jordan's a special person. He, he's a great talent on the field, but I think he means a lot to the community off the field. A lot of people in the building. He's one of the guys that lightens up the room when he comes in, and really, ever since he got here, just his ability to learn, doesn't have a prideful bone in his body, and just I feel like what he's able to overcome speaks volumes about what type of person he is. But yeah, man, I'm humbled. He's one of my brothers, and yeah, man, we're very fortunate to have him.
Yeah. Len, you didn't allow any sacks during the regular season.
Yeah.
And you guys have one of the best or the best O-line in the league. What do you think about this matchup, Kansas D-line?
Yeah. Every team's dangerous. This D-line's unique just because their ability to pass rush and play the run. Chris Jones, top of the list. Frank Clark, top of the list. And people forget about Carlos Dunlap. He's got 100 sacks in this league. George Karlaftis is a very talented player. And then just with their secondary linebacker core, young, but we talk about ability to go from sideline to sideline and play physical. Just very unique all around.
On the other hand, the D-line of your teammates, they had 70 sacks against, or just 26 sacks allowed to Mahomes. Do you think this is gonna, or what do you think is gonna be the main matchup of this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's the utmost importance for us to score points, and obviously you want to limit them doing what they're doing. So yeah, I mean, with every team, there's great matchups. We have a lot of depth. We know Pat gets the ball out quick. He's able to do unique things, mobility-wise outside the pocket. But yeah, man, it's like the guys we're going against. It's the same way for our defensive players, and they're challenged, but at the same time, they're a very special group for the reason for how they work.
Finally, what is your favorite play of the history of the National Football League?
Ooh, I'm trying to think. Well, I think the Philly special had to be up there for me.